This is a 66-foot Hampton from 2007, and the interesting thing about this for a 66-foot boat, and I want you to remember that number, is just how much space is on board, because this is absolutely huge. It's a really, really clever layout, and I'll explain that as we go around. It's an aft cabin layout, which in itself is not that unusual, except for the fact that when you have an aft cabin, you don't normally get an aft cockpit, and this has got both. So aft cockpit here, and that doorway is actually from the aft cabin. We're going to come out of there when we've done the tour of the interior, but I'm going to take you up and through and round first of all. So these steps take us up to the aft deck, and this raised section is actually giving us space for a massive owner's cabin underneath here. It's really, really nicely done. And those steps up there are interesting as well. You expect those to go to a flybridge, but they don't. Stay tuned, as all the best YouTubers say. Let's try actually opening that properly. There we go. Hello there.
Sorry, I'm trying to stay out of your way.
No problem at all. You're fine. Thank you. Here we go. So we step down here, and we've got the saloon area first of all. Let's close that one back across behind me. There we go. Look at that. What's nice is how the different areas on this yacht are segregated. So this is very much a lounge area, isn't it? We've got TV over here, we've got a nice easy chair, we've got this section here for just putting your feet up and relaxing. That's a proper lounge area. A lot of headroom as well, actually. If I show you from here, you can see how high this goes up, and it makes it feel really spacious. And then we can come forward from here. I think that little trap down there is probably an ice maker. Yep, there we go. And this takes us into the galley. So this is like a dining area. It's a kitchen diner, isn't it, really? But it feels very split off because it's up these steps. You've got these sort of bulkhead and half bulkhead that come across here. And it segregates it nicely, but without closing it off, because you've still got that feeling of space down through there. Fridge, freezer, cooking, usual kind of stuff. I think that one's a trash compactor. Yeah, there we go. That's what that is. And that one there, dishwasher. Fantastic. What's in here? Glasses, etc. There we go. And then we've got this nice little dining area over here. I love these blinds. That's really nicely done. So that's that space, but then we can come forward again, and there are 3 cabins down here. Now at 66 foot, this is an owner-operator size of boat, but there is a cabin you could use as a crew cabin if you wanted to, of course. Let's go forward first of all. VIP guest cabin is up here in the bow. There we go. It is of its age with regard to the woodwork, the high gloss dark wood, but I have to say, it is a classy job for all of that. That's nice. I have seen people that have done like light upholstered panels across them just to brighten up a little bit. So if you did want to change that, it would be quite easy to do. But actually, I think that is quite smart in its own way. We've got access out onto the foredeck. That's up here right at the front. We've got AV equipment. There is hanging locker in here. Usual kind of stuff. These are the portholes that are in behind here. Interesting to see these wooden sections that come down over them, rather than usual blinds or curtains. Ensuite, of course, that is in here. There we go. Separate shower, as you'd expect. Usual kind of thing. And if we come on back, there is a guest cabin over on this side with 2 singles in. Again, nice cosy space, isn't it? And we can step down underneath here into this area. Underneath. That's my new word of the day. I'm going to patent that. That's what TVs looked like in the olden days. 4x3. Fantastic. Easily upgraded though, isn't it? And then this one has hanging in here. No, it doesn't. It has shelves in here. The hanging is here. There we go. And the ensuite to this cabin is up here. There we are. The loo, the shower, the sink. And there's another doorway there, and that's because this is also the day head. So you've got to bear in mind we're on a 66-foot boat. I said this as we came on. Remember that, it's not a big boat. and it is really an owner-operator size. However, this cabin over here can be an office. It could be a guest cabin or a cabin for kids, but it also could very easily be a crew cabin. So it just depends what you want to use it for. The other thing we've got here, interestingly, is access to the engines from here, which is neat. We come down here, these are laundry facilities. So you can see this does lend itself to being a crew cabin, but if you didn't have a crew, it's a good office space, it's a good utility room. Do you know what you could do with this, actually, if you were an owner-operator, is take these off, these mattresses, and then use those as shelving, and that would give you a really useful utility space, wouldn't it? But it works for all of that. It's a real multi-purpose room, even got hanging in here as well. And then engine access is here, he says. Hang on, there we go. Now we've got a pair of Caterpillars in this one. These are a pair of 3406 engines, and they are 800 horsepower each. Again, it's a decent enough space for a 66-foot boat. You can get in and around, and crucially, you can get at these really easily just by walking through that door. You're not having to sort of shimmy down a ladder for these. These are great. About 20 knots, just over, flat out, cruising 17. Maximum range, you're looking at a bit over 500 miles. So very typical numbers for a boat of this size. Generator is down here. That's back in the corner there. I think there's another generator further back, if I remember rightly. Fishing rods live here as well. But yeah, that's all pretty get-outable, isn't it, really? Again, for the size of boat, that's pretty good. Drawers down here as well. This is a useful space, this cabin, actually. I don't think you'd use this necessarily as a guest cabin. It's more of an overflow cabin, isn't it? So you had, you know, your kids want to bring a couple of friends, great, we've got space for them. You want to use it as a utility room, you've got it. You want an office, it's here. That's a useful space. That's the access through to the day heads, which is the one that was en suite. You can see the door there into that cabin. So this is what that cabin would use at night. Now, having shown you those cabins, I need to show you another cabin, because this is what's really cool about this boat. If we come back here, there is a completely separate aft cabin, and this is what I was talking about when we came on. I said there's an aft cabin despite the fact it's an aft cockpit. Well, this is the aft cabin. Look at this. This is great. Do you know what this would make? This would make a brilliant liveaboard boat, wouldn't it? It really would. If you had this in the marina, friends, family, all that, they've got their own space up the front. You've got this space back here. You've got that utility space. You've got that office space. It's got everything you need, isn't it? This, of course, en suite. That is over here. And a little mirror wave. Fantastic. Showers in there. That's great, isn't it? I do like that. And not only is this a private space in terms of it being separate to the rest of the lower deck accommodation, but it also has its own entrance. If we go over here, I'll just stop and show you. It's got obviously hanging rails in here, and it's got, oh, there we go, more over here. I mean, there's a lot of space. Again, talk about a liveaboard. You could do it, couldn't you? You could do it in comfort. Superb. Let's go out here. This is what I mean about the private entrance stroke exit back out onto the aft deck where we came on. Now these are mostly storage underneath here. I think that one there is access to the other generator, and you've also got the sink here as well. And we can come right on around. This is where we came onto the boat in the first place. We're going to loop around here. If I can squeeze past you, thank you very much. And I'm going to take you for a turn around the decks, and then we're going to go out and see what isn't a flybridge. Intriguing, huh? You've got stern docking station there. It's having some bed cushions fitted on the front. That's why these are here. They're in the process of being fitted. There we go. Hampton 660. Fantastic. So right up forward. Here we go. This is the work in progress. This is where these sunbathing cushions are going to go. Up here. We'll just do a loop on round, we won't disturb this chap. That's that hatch that we saw when we were in the forward cabin. We've got anchor handling kit here, twin anchors up here on the bow. And then we can come right on round. And if I point the camera up, it'll give you a clue as to what's not a flybridge on the top. Let's go and have a look. So back down this side, it's a walk around boat, isn't it? It's an easy one to move around. And this is what would normally take us to a flybridge on a 66-foot boat. That, I think, is part of the camera system. Pretty sure I'm right in saying that. And check this out. This is a completely separate bridge deck up here on the top. Again, it's another private area on the boat. Again, if you're using this as a liverboard, it's fantastic, but also your helm is up here in air-conditioned comfort. And the view from here is just fantastic. Look at this. That's brilliant, isn't it? We've got, of course, displays across here, Garmin screens, and that camera I'm sure will display on here, so if you're maneuvering you can see out the back. Engine controls. This has got split engine controls, so the black topped levers are for the in and out of gear, so that goes into a head, that's neutral, back into a stern. Then these separately are throttles, and it just means you've got a lot finer control because your throttle arc is from here to here, whereas on single lever controls your throttle arc is from upright neutral to flat out. It's half of that, so it does give you a lot more precision, but you do have more levers to deal with. Swings and roundabouts. But yeah, that's the bridge and a half, isn't it? Again, I know, keep saying it, but 66-foot boat, to have this, unbelievable. And it also gives you this, which is a great space. Again, if you're using it as a liverboard, for the fact that kids have got their own den up here, come and watch a bit of TV or do their homework or whatever else, or a separate dining area, or use it however you want, but that's a nice space. That's the door we came in. We can come back out here then, there's an upper aft deck, and you'll see there's a crane on here because this is where a tender or a jet ski or whatever else you want to keep would live. That's for the chocks to go into, and then that's the crane to swing it on, and it comes in through here. And then finally, right up on the very top, we've got the track vision dome, we've got the life raft, we've got antennas, all that kind of stuff is right up there on the top. Another camera up there. That's remarkable, isn't it? That's the steps we came up. I don't think I've seen a proper upper bridge deck like this on a sub 70-foot boat before. I don't think so. I'm sure they'll tell me I'm wrong, but that wouldn't be a change, would it? There we are. I'm going to sit here on this lovely, comfortable helm seat. Oh, yes. That's a bit of me, isn't it? I'm going to say massive thanks to Dennis and Yachts. They got this one for sale, and I'll put a link to those guys in the description. And I'm going to say massive thanks to you all for watching. And let me know what you think of that one. I think there'll be lots of interesting comments on that. And we'll catch you on another one of these real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.